So today what we're going to do is we're going to continue discussing the new features that are coming out with Bolt. And today the subject is tcpdump. So we're going to talk about this new feature on Bolt. So previously dumping of packets was a TAC only feature. It was not a part of the CLI and it wasn't something that you could do as a typical user. Bolt has moved this up to the CLI, and so now any user can dump packets. Um, with great power comes great responsibility too. So you really need to make sure that your TCP dumps are done with caution. You need to limit it to just the packets you want to see. As you might imagine, if you took the whole 10 gig uplink and you mirrored that over to the CPU, then that is likely to cause service disruption. It could also cause you to swamp the CPU. Um, so limiting the number of packets is also a good idea. So there's a -C option on TCP dump, and you can give a count. And what that will do is it will capture that number of packets and then we'll stop the capture process. Um, any packets that are going out of the uplink or onto any of the ponds can be dumped. So you can pretty much get at most of all the traffic that's going through the system. You can also limit it based on which direction. So you can do ingress, egress, or both directions. And the options on the command are piped through to TCP dump. So if you're familiar with TCP dump, you can pipe options over to it to customize the capture to what you might want to see. Once you've started a capture, captured packets, and then stop the capture, what will happen is you'll then use SFTP to pull those packets off of the OLT, and then you can view them in Wireshark just like you would any other capture. So it's a great feature, and let's go take a look at what that looks like on the OLT. Okay, now we're back on the Bolt unit, and so first thing we want to do is we want to start our capture. So we'll say tolt diagnostics capture start, and we have some options here on the capture start. One of them is direction. So I can say either ingress, egress, or in my case, I want both directions. I also need to specify a file name that I want it saved into. In this case, I'm going to say test1.pcap. Then we need to specify the interface to capture on. In this case, I want net1, but I'm going to list all the possibilities here. You can see all the possible interfaces you can capture on. And I can capture any of my uplinks. I can capture on any of the pond ports. In this case, I'm going to use net1 because I want all of my uplink NTP packets. So then I need to specify options. And I'm going to put it in quotes because I'm going to have multiple options. I'm going to say -C10 because I want to capture at least, I'll say 20. I want to capture at least 20 packets, but once the 20 packets have been captured, then it will stop. Then we're going to say that we want port 123, which is NTP. Then we want to specify our VLAN. In this case, I'm going to say any because I want to listen to all the VLANs. I could give a VLAN number and it would just capture on that one VLAN. So I'm going to press enter. And now my capture has started. So now I want to force some packets to actually happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to toggle NTP on and off. So I'll say config tolt system NTP config, and I'm going to go into the list of NTP servers, and I'm going to go to the first one. I'm going to set his admin state to disabled. Then I commit. Then I'm going to go back and turn it on. So I'll say enabled. I'm going to commit it. Okay, so now that should have generated us some NTP packets. So we're going to say exit, exit. Now we're going to stop our capture. So we'll say tolt diagnostics capture stop. Now I can get one of two responses. I can get action success true or false. In this case, it's actually okay that I got false, and the reason why is because I told it to stop at 20 packets. It's captured its 20 packets. It stopped, so the process is no longer running. But if I go over here, and I'm going to bring up my WinSCP. WinSCP is just like many programs. It's an SFTP browser. And so I've gone to user Bob SFTP capture. I'm going to tell it to refresh. And there you go. There's test one. So it did actually capture the packets, put them into test1.pcap. And now I'm just going to drag them across. So what that's going to do is that's going to copy it over to my local system. And then I'm gonna bring up my uh, my my browser, and I'm gonna say show more options, refresh, and so we can see our PCAP file. We'll double click on it. So we'll bring it over here where you can see it. And so now you can see that it actually captured the NTP file, NTP packets that we specified. And it was pretty simple and easy. And you can see also if I keep that connection open to my OLT, I can do successive captures, just dragging and clicking and dragging and clicking, and it's fairly straightforward. It's much easier than it used to be. So hopefully you'll keep coming back to see more of these videos, which are showing you all the great new features of Bolt.